Here's our first view stop. Shows you what kind of day we're starting out in. Last night, okay, this is not quite my good morning. I just had to show this to you. But anyway, lots of wind, lots of fog. We, luckily for me, got to stay in a shelter last night. I think it was literally the last spot and they made room for me. I love these people. Great bunch of folks. I met a lot of nice people at the shelter last night. And the rain they've been predicting that hasn't come the way they said it was gonna, came last night. It rained nonstop, torrents all night. And I was never so thankful to be in a shelter. But so today, really quick, I'm gonna try and get to the next shelter, which is 13-ish, 14-ish miles away. Stan Murray. There are a lot of us shooting for it. I have no idea if there'll be room because it's only fit 6. And of course, more rain tonight. So we'll see if I get there. Unfortunately, I can hike far, but I don't hike fast. So the chances of me getting there before 6 people, slim. Probably slim to none. Well, it's maybe time to find out just how watertight my new tent is after all. Okay, so it's starting to sprinkle, so I will give you more later. But this is my official, I guess, good morning, even though I didn't think it was gonna be when I pulled out my phone. Okay, ta-ta. So it's another section of the trail. I wasn't gonna necessarily take any filming of it because, it's so sad, all the devastation, destruction, but I guess it's different, so I thought, why not? This section is all evergreens. And there's my pole. All evergreens. Honest to God, if it wasn't sad, it would be beautiful. It smells like Christmas up here. It really, the overpowering, it's such an amazingly strong scent of pine, like Fraser fir, but it might be. It just might be a Fraser fir, which, I don't know. It looks like it. I don't know my evergreens, but this is, a Fraser fir is what I get at Christmas time. And this is what it smells like, and this is why I get it. But it's just, honestly, I've walked past quite a bit. I'm not going to go back, but quite a bit of, and probably going forward, I just figured I would stop, of the evergreens. It just smells so good if it wasn't so heartbreaking. Okay, onward. Okay, fine, I turned a corner. I'll show you. There's more. It's just, when you snap off a branch of a Fraser fir and the scent is so strong, well, imagine snapping off way more than just a little branch. Yeah, so they've cleared all of this for us. It's very muddy right now. As I say, we had a ton of rain last night. Wow. It almost looks like, like I would think a lumber yard. Like people came through intentionally. That's what it reminds me of, but we know that it wasn't. And some of this wood, not this necessarily, although why not, pine? It's just heartbreaking that it's so deep into the wilderness because the wood is beautiful wood. Oh, there's my umbrella poking. The wood is beautiful and could be put to such great use if there was some way to get it out of here, but I think it would be cost prohibitive. Okay. I mean, I don't know how much more you want to see of all this. I don't know. Let's see. Need 2 hands, but you just see, just snapped like toothpicks, right? All right. I do want to plug, kind of like the news, right? One minute you hear something devastating, and then they switch to some happy event that's happening down the street, and you should know about it. And it's almost like this emotional, like roller coaster, like, you rip me from this devastating news about some tragedy, and then, oh, let's talk about this amazing event that's happening. You know, it's going to be so fun, and everybody should attend. The news, so, yeah. So I'm going to do that. Sad and devastating tree damage. And I'm going to share a plug. I've been wanting to do this all day because, and look at this, I chose now while there's oh, I just don't want to walk in it. I know I'm supposed to, actually. That is the correct way. You walk right through the center of the mud to avoid erosion, to avoid adding erosion. But I have had my fair share of wet sneakers. I can do it without, really wrecking the side of the trail. I will try. Anyway, my umbrella. I want to talk about the umbrella because it's been put to use quite a bit today. It's fresh in my mind. And everybody asks about gear that I love, gear that I ditch. So since it's rainy, you all know quite well what I think of my rain jacket. My Z-Pax Visp. Is it a Visp or was that the other brand? Anyway, Z-Pax rain jacket. Okay. If it's in combination with my umbrella, which I love, then it works because I'm not getting drenched upon, just getting spit at. But let me tell you about the umbrella. 6.67 ounces, Gossamer Gear brand. Bought it on Garage Grown Gear website. Love that. They cater to cottage businesses, which of course is just near and dear to my heart. So it is a phenomenal piece of equipment. All right, we're 3.5 weeks in. Take that for what it's worth. The number one question I get, doesn't it get caught on trees and branches? And nope, because one, I'm aware of it. And if I get to a spot that's a little narrow, which I have, you walk between two trees, I just kind of tip it and then I make it through. It keeps the downpour off of me. So, it's just what I get is just spit at, from the sides, maybe if it's windy. Another thing it does is once the rain stopped, you know how the trees above just continue to pummel you with drips? Yep, keeps that off me because that can soak you, just that. And another thing is, let's say you got clear skies above you, no trees above you, but you got all these shrubs to the sides of you, and their leaves are drenched with wet. I will just tip to the left, tip to the right, whatever direction I would otherwise brush up against a very wet bush. I just tip that little umbrella, and it keeps me from getting soaked. Now, sunny day. Sun's beating down and I'm getting just, so hot. Guess what? Umbrella. Put it on up. Keeps the sun off me. I gotta tell you, you can see the day hasn't changed much. In fact, I'm keeping the umbrella up because the rain it's not raining right now. It's dripping from the trees, but it's just been raining off and on. It comes down in a quick little torrent and then it stops. And so I'm just leaving the umbrella open. Now, the only thing I'm still struggling with the umbrella, I have a perfect place to store it. It's on the side of my pack. I have a bunch of straps that are actually meant to secure, tighten up and shore up the load. So I slip it in under those straps, put the tip in the the pocket for my water bottles. And it's perfect. And when the rain starts, I can just slip it out. Easy peasy. But how to put it back? When the rain is obviously done, I literally, to put it back into those straps, would have to stop. We all know how I feel about that. Sometimes I just leave it up. It's just, I mean, it's really no big deal to leave it up. But then there's also times when, you know, maybe I'm getting a little warm. I get to the top of a mountain and I know there's a breeze and the umbrella's kind of blocking a breeze that would otherwise feel good. So I want to take it down. Yeah. So I've tried several different places to secure it without having to stop and put it, you know, back in the straps. None are ideal. I'm still going to work on it. I mean, honestly, I love it so much that if it means stopping, I'll do it. But leaving it up has worked. And yesterday, the rain was off and on. But it was also, what happened was the rain was off and on. It was hot in between. So I was like, oh, I want the breeze. Oh, it's raining. Oh, I want the breeze. Oh, it's raining. So I just held it. I held it in my free hand because, okay, this is another thing we can talk about later, but I only use one pole. Most people, I mean, I have seen only one other person with one pole. That was Joker. Everyone else has two poles. The majority of people tell me they like two poles. Everyone asks why I only use one pole. So I'll do a little I'll give you a little tidbit on that, or insight, I should say, as to why I use one pole, but not right now. Right now, I'm going to talk about the umbrella. And so, yes, A+ on my little Gossamer Gear umbrella. Just need to tweak that where it goes when I don't need it anymore without having to stop. And there was another thought, darn it. Oh, I held it. And that didn't bother me too much. I knew I was 3 miles from the shelter, so I didn't mind holding it. And while we're on the subject, my pack is still feeling great. I'm almost 8 miles in with this newfound way to wear my pack, aka wearing it properly. Oh Lord, you know, it doesn't matter how much you live, how much you do. There's always room to learn. Always. And I am grateful for people willing to share their lived experiences with me. Arguments and hypotheses are fine, but it's your lived experiences that I'm really after. Okay. Not sure where I'm going. I mean, I know where I'm going ultimately, but I'm not sure what's ahead of me. So if there's anything fun and exciting, you know I will whip out this camera and share it with you. Okay. Say goodbye to these sad, sad trees that just smell. If nothing else, if they have to be fallen, I thank them for sharing their fragrance with me. I really do. I love this smell. It brings me back to my childhood, my parents' Christmas tree. It's one of the greatest things, and now I try to duplicate it because it's like a Norman Rockwell moment, you know? Anyway, okay, signing off. So this is the top of Round Bald, and it's actually such a large summit that I will do the video in 2 parts because I couldn't get to the other side quickly. Oh my gosh, look, we're gonna go higher even. Oh my gosh. And this is the other side. The mountains just go on forever and ever and ever. I just can't even. It's so beautiful. So as you can see today, it just, once it turned beautiful, it never stopped. And the forecast for tonight is actually little chance of rain now. So as worried as I was about getting shelter space, I was like, oh, I can take my tent because little chance of rain. And then I get to the shelter, which, see how small it is? It only sleeps, I guess 6 is what it is rated for. And how about this? Everybody who was going to stay here decided to move on. So I'm in the shelter anyway. Just Portal and I. We've got this whole place to ourselves. What a mess I've made. Anyway, there's also a men's ministry here. And they're off over there doing men's ministry stuff. I guess they bring guys out here to get real and raw and just work out some stuff. And I think that is so amazing. Over here, Portal had a line to dry out her tent, so I'm taking advantage to air out some of my stinky clothes. And Portal is trying to make a fire. But everything, trying being the operative word, because everything is so stinking wet from all the rain we had last night that I don't know. But you know what? I suspect a bunch of, manly men from over there might come over and help us if they take pity on two damsels in distress. But I did want to speak on today, the hike, because I'm telling you, where yesterday was like sheer torture, it just, I don't know how much I got into it yesterday. Maybe I didn't get into it at all. The 22 miles was hard. It was a very challenging, look at that sun. Is that the most beautiful thing? Haven't seen it in so long. So yesterday's hike was so awful. It just, we had 2 climbs. And again, if I'm repeating myself, I am so sorry. But 2 climbs that were so steep. I should have been on all 4s to climb up it. And then the descent was also horrific. And these were part of the reroute, right? They had to quickly create something. So as thrilled as I am that they created something, look at that sky. It was just on the opposite end, so hard. But today, 14 miles, I feel like I didn't even do anything. It was actually easy. And as you saw from my videos, the views were insane. So when I thought I was going up that other big hill, we didn't actually. I went up about halfway and then started down. So I'm not sure what tomorrow brings yet as far as elevation and all that, but today's hike was just so pleasant. And you know what? Had I not dilly-dallied, I did a lot of talking. Everybody that I passed, I chatted with, had to pet every single dog I came in contact with. I sat at Round Bald and enjoyed the view. So I really dilly-dallied and took my time thinking, oh, this is going to be a very short hike. And then realizing how easy it was, and I felt great, I thought, you know what? On any other day, I would have pushed on another 5 miles, but I told myself it's okay and it's all right to have an easy day and just enjoy. And I'm also, so you're wondering, like, what are you doing right now? I'm trying to show you my bear line. See, I got into camp early and, oh, we got people. Hi, people. Oh, we're having a ball. Through hiking? We're
going to make it up to Little Hump and try to make our way back.
I love it. Enjoy. Have a great time. Hi, beautiful baby. So I'm showing you my bear hang. See, when you get into camp wicked early, you get everything done wicked early. And then you're almost bored. And you remember to take pictures of your shelter. Anyway, okay, that's it for tonight. We'll see what tomorrow brings.